Early life and background. Johann Elmander was born on May 27, 1981, in Alingsås, a small town located in southwestern Sweden. His early life was shaped by a passion for sports, and football quickly became his primary focus. Growing up in Alingsås, Elmander developed an interest in football from a young age. His father, Ole Elmander, was an amateur footballer, and his family encouraged his passion for sports. As a child, Johann was active in various sports, but it was football that captured his heart and set the foundation for his future career. Elmander's early years in football were spent playing for local clubs, where he demonstrated his flair for the game and his natural athleticism. He began his football journey with the youth team of Alingsås IF, a local club where he honed his skills before moving to the more competitive ranks. His ability to adapt to different playing styles and his keen eye for goals made him stand out as a promising young talent. His coaches and teammates quickly recognized his potential, and by the age of 16, Elmander made the move to Östers IF, a more established club in Sweden's second division. This was a crucial step in his development, as it provided him with the opportunity to play at a higher level of competition and further sharpen his skills. Early professional career. Elmander's rise through the ranks of Swedish football was swift. After joining Östers IF, he quickly made a name for himself as a powerful, agile forward with an innate ability to score goals. His performances at Östers IF did not go unnoticed, and it wasn't long before the young striker attracted the attention of bigger clubs in Sweden's Allsvenskan League. In 2003, at the age of 22, he moved to one of the biggest clubs in Sweden, GIF Sundsvall, in a move that would propel his career forward. At Sundsvall, Elmander began to develop into a complete forward, known for his pace, technical ability, and intelligence in front of goal. His impressive performances quickly earned him a reputation as one of Sweden's most exciting attacking talents. It was during his time at Sundsvall that Elmander began to catch the eye of international scouts. His rapid progress and potential were evident, and in 2005, he made the move to Toulouse FC in France, marking the beginning of his journey in European football. This transfer to Toulouse was a significant step in his career, as he was now competing in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, Ligue 1, and playing against some of the best players in the world. Success at Toulouse FC. Elmander's move to Toulouse FC marked a turning point in his career. Upon arriving at the club, he was quickly integrated into the first team, where his attributes as a dynamic and versatile forward made him an instant success. Toulouse, at the time, was one of the rising clubs in French football, and Elmander's addition to the squad was a key factor in their growth. His pace, strength, and ability to hold up the ball provided the team with a new dimension in attack. He became known for his off-the-ball runs and his ability to create chances for both himself and his teammates. During his time at Toulouse, Elmander enjoyed a period of impressive consistency. His attacking prowess saw him score several important goals for the team in Ligue 1 and in European competitions, as Toulouse qualified for the UEFA Cup, now the Europa League, during his tenure. Elmander's performances in France were widely praised, and he quickly became a key player for the club. His ability to operate both as a central striker and a wide forward made him a versatile and valuable asset. And his style of play endeared him to fans in Toulouse. The Swedish striker's time in France also helped elevate his reputation in international football. His performances at Toulouse earned him a regular place in the Swedish national team, where he was called up for the first time in 2006. Elmander's blend of technical skill, work rate, and flair for goals made him a valuable asset for Sweden, and he became a key figure in the national team's attack. His development in Toulouse, both as a player and a goal scorer, provided him with the platform to showcase his talents on the international stage. Premier League move and struggles at Bolton Wanderers. In 2008, Elmander made the significant move to the English Premier League, signing with Bolton Wanderers for a transfer fee that was a record for the club at the time. The move to the Premier League was a huge step in Elmander's career, as it presented him with the challenge of competing in one of the most competitive leagues in the world. However, his time at Bolton Wanderers was marked by ups and downs. While Elmander's qualities were clear, including his pace, movement, and ability to score goals, adapting to the physicality and intensity of the Premier League proved to be a challenge for him. In his early years at Bolton, Elmander struggled to find consistent form. While he showed glimpses of his ability, his transition to English football wasn't as smooth as many had expected. He battled with injuries and found it difficult to adjust to the high demands of the Premier League. Despite these struggles, Elmander's work ethic and determination were always evident, and he was able to contribute with several important goals during his time at the club. Over the course of his 4 seasons at Bolton, Elmander became a key player, and his perseverance paid off in the form of improved performances in his later years with the club. During the 2010-11 season, Elmander enjoyed a more productive spell, where he found his best form at Bolton. He scored crucial goals in both the Premier League and in domestic cup competitions, playing an important role in helping Bolton maintain their status in the Premier League. His contributions helped the team fight off relegation and secure their place in the top flight, and his individual performances earned him praise from fans and pundits alike. Despite Bolton's struggles in the league, Elmander's strong performances were a bright spot during his time at the club. Move to Galatasaray and success in Turkey. In 2012, after a successful spell in the Premier League, Elmander made another major move in his career. This time to Turkish giants Galatasaray. The move to Galatasaray marked a fresh start for Elmander, as he joined a club that had a rich history of success in Turkish football and was competing regularly in the UEFA Champions League. At Galatasaray, Elmander found a new level of consistency and form, becoming a key player for the club in both domestic and international competitions. Elmander's time in Turkey was highly successful, as he helped Galatasaray win multiple Turkish Super League titles and domestic cups. His combination of skill, speed, and strength made him a vital presence in the team's attack, and he developed a strong partnership with other attacking players, including Didier Drogba and Wesley Sneijder. Elmander's performances in Turkey were widely appreciated, and he earned recognition as one of the most effective forwards in the Super League. His technical ability, along with his ability to score goals and create assists, helped Galatasaray maintain its dominance in Turkish football. One of the most significant achievements of Elmander's time in Turkey was his contribution to Galatasaray's successful run in the 2013-14 UEFA Champions League. The team advanced to the quarter-finals, and Elmander's leadership and experience were vital in the team's progression through the tournament. His performances on the European stage helped solidify his reputation as a player capable of performing at the highest levels of club football. Return to Sweden and final years. After several successful years in Turkey, Elmander made the decision to return to Sweden in 2015, signing with his hometown club, IFK Göteborg. This move marked the final chapter in his illustrious playing career. Elmander's return to Sweden was warmly received by fans, and he quickly became a prominent figure at Göteborg, providing leadership and experience to the squad. Despite being in the later stages of his career, Elmander remained a potent attacking option, and he continued to contribute with important goals and assists. Elmander retired from professional football in 2016, ending a distinguished career that had spanned over 15 years at the highest levels of European football. His time in Sweden, France, England, and Turkey had seen him play for some of the biggest clubs in Europe, and his impact on the international stage with Sweden had made him one of the most respected players of his generation. Early life and beginnings in football. Mattias Jansson was born on September 25, 1977, in the city of Nyköping, Sweden. Raised in a football-loving family, Jansson's early exposure to the sport came from his father, who was a coach, and his local football club. Growing up in Nyköping, Jansson's passion for football quickly blossomed, and by the time he was a teenager, he was already playing for his local youth team. His commitment and natural ability on the pitch were evident from an early age, and by the age of 14, Jansson was playing for the youth team of Nyköping's BIS, a club that would become the foundation of his career. Jansson's dedication to the sport paid off when, at the age of 16, he made his debut for the senior team of Nyköping's BIS in Sweden's third division. His performances were impressive, and it wasn't long before he attracted attention from larger clubs in Sweden. Jansson's combination of skill, technical ability, and work ethic caught the eye of scouts, and he was soon on his way to bigger and better opportunities in Swedish football. Move to Djurgårdens IF. In 1997, Jansson made the crucial move to Djurgårdens IF, one of Sweden's most prominent football clubs. The transition to Djurgårdens marked a significant step in Jansson's career, as he was now playing in Allsvenskan, Sweden's top division. Djurgården, known for its rich history and passionate fanbase, provided Jonsson with the perfect platform to further develop his talents. At Djurgården, he was quickly integrated into the first-team squad, and his performances earned him a regular spot in the starting lineup. Jonsson's early years at Djurgården were marked by a rapid development in his game. His style was characterized by his versatility, playing mainly as an attacking midfielder or forward. His technical skills, vision, and creativity were evident in his play, and he became known for his ability to make decisive passes and score important goals. His knack for finding space and his sharp footballing intelligence made him a constant threat in the attacking third, and he quickly became one of the most influential players for Djurgården. During his time with Djurgårdens IF, Jonsson helped the team win several domestic trophies, including Allsvenskan titles and Svenska Cupen victories. These successes helped solidify Djurgården's position as one of the top clubs in Sweden and marked Jonsson as one of the brightest talents in Swedish football. His time at Djurgården not only shaped his development as a player but also laid the groundwork for his future career in both Swedish and international football. Breakthrough to the international stage. Jonsson's performances at Djurgårdens IF caught the attention of Sweden's national team selectors. His consistency and ability to perform at the highest level in Sweden's top division earned him a place in the Swedish national team, and he made his senior debut for Sweden in 2001. Jonsson was soon recognized as one of Sweden's most talented attacking players. His versatility and dynamic playstyle made him a valuable asset to the national team, as he could operate in various roles across the attacking midfield and forward positions. Jonsson's international career took off with his inclusion in the squad for the 2002 FIFA World Cup, held in South Korea and Japan. Although he did not start every match, his involvement in Sweden's successful tournament run helped him gain international recognition. Sweden reached the quarterfinals in the World Cup, with Jonsson contributing both with his presence on the pitch and his experience at the top level. His performances on the international stage were noted for his pace, passing ability, and work rate. Qualities that made him an essential part of the Swedish squad for the years to come. Throughout the 2000s, Jonsson continued to represent Sweden in various international competitions, including the UEFA European Championships and World Cup qualifiers. He became known for his consistency and professionalism, always giving his best for the national team. His technical ability and vision were key to Sweden's attacking play, and he became a reliable option for the national team, often coming off the bench or starting in key matches. Move to England and Premier League success. In 2005, Jonsson made the leap to one of Europe's top football leagues, signing with English Premier League side Norwich City. The move marked a new chapter in his career, as he was now playing in one of the most competitive leagues in the world. Jonsson's transfer to Norwich City was a significant step, and he quickly made his mark in the Premier League. His time at Norwich City proved to be a valuable learning experience. Jonsson brought his technical ability and versatility to the Premier League, adapting quickly to the physical demands of English football. As an attacking midfielder and forward, he was a constant threat in the opposition's final third. His creativity and vision were vital to Norwich's attack, and he quickly became a fan favorite for his work rate and attacking contributions. Jonsson's performances in the Premier League were consistent, and he proved to be an important player for Norwich during his time at the club. While he faced some challenges, including injuries and competition for places in the team, Jonsson's adaptability and skill allowed him to play a crucial role for the team when needed. Despite Norwich's relegation from the Premier League in 2006, Jonsson remained a key player for the club in the Championship, and his experience was crucial in helping the team compete at a high level. Successful stint in France with Stade Rennais. After a successful spell in England, Jonsson moved to France in 2007, signing with Ligue 1 side Stade Rennais. This move to France marked a new chapter in Jonsson's career, as he was now playing in one of Europe's top leagues, with access to some of the best facilities and competition in the world. At Stade Rennais, Jonsson was given a more central role in the team's midfield, and he quickly established himself as an important figure in the squad. Jonsson's time at Stade Rennais was marked by his maturity as a player. His technical skill, vision, and passing ability made him an integral part of the team's midfield. He was known for his intelligence on the ball, always looking to create chances for his teammates while also being a goal-scoring threat himself. His versatility also allowed him to play in various roles within the midfield and attack, making him a highly valuable asset to the club. Over the course of several seasons, Johnson became a regular starter for Stade Rennais and played an essential role in the team's success in Ligue 1. His time in France also helped solidify his reputation as a talented, well-rounded midfielder who could thrive in multiple footballing environments. His consistent performances at Stade Rennais further bolstered his standing in European football, and his time in France marked one of the most successful periods of his club career. Return to Sweden and later career. After his successful stint in France, Johnson returned to Sweden in 2010, joining his former club Djurgårdens IF. His return to Sweden marked the final phase of his career, and Johnson once again became a key player for the club. Although he was in the later stages of his career, Johnson continued to demonstrate his experience, leadership, and technical ability on the pitch. He helped guide Djurgården through some challenging seasons, providing invaluable support both on and off the field. Johnson's return to Sweden allowed him to finish his career in the country where it all began, and he became a beloved figure for the Djurgården fans. His leadership qualities and experience in European football helped his younger teammates develop and improve, and he continued to contribute with important goals and assists until his retirement. After hanging up his boots, Johnson transitioned into a coaching role. He began to use his vast experience to mentor young players, helping to shape the next generation of Swedish football talent. His deep knowledge of the game, combined with his passion for developing players, made him an excellent mentor. Johnson's post-playing career allowed him to stay closely connected to the sport he loved, and he became a respected figure in Swedish football. Early life and background. Kim Källström was born on August 24, 1982, in Stockholm, Sweden, into a family with a deep connection to sports. His father, Börje Källström, was a former professional footballer who played in Sweden's top division, and his mother, Anne-Marie, was a handball player. Growing up in such an environment, it was clear that Källström had an early affinity for sports, and football became his primary passion. Källström began playing football at a young age, and his early years in the sport were spent at local club Vigbyholms IK, a small but well-regarded team based in Täby, just north of Stockholm. His natural talent quickly became apparent, and by the age of 12, he moved to the prestigious AIK Youth Academy, one of the biggest football clubs in Sweden. This was a critical moment in his development, as AIK offered the resources and competition that would shape him into the player he would eventually become. At AIK, Källström honed his skills as a versatile midfielder, known for his technical ability, vision, and work rate. He was especially recognized for his precision in passing, his sharp tactical awareness, and his strong left foot. As he progressed through the youth ranks, it was evident that Källström had a rare combination of attributes that made him stand out not only in Sweden but across Europe. His early exposure to top-tier coaching allowed him to develop into a well-rounded player capable of controlling the tempo of matches, defending, and contributing offensively. Rise through AIK's ranks. Källström's professional career began in earnest in 2000, when he made his debut for AIK's senior team at just 18 years old. Although young, Källström quickly adapted to the physical demands of the Allsvenskan, Sweden's top-tier football league. His debut season was marked by flashes of brilliance, and he soon became a regular starter for AIK, playing as a central midfielder. It didn't take long for both domestic and international scouts to take note of his talents. During his time at AIK, Källström developed into one of the brightest prospects in Swedish football. His composure on the ball and his ability to dictate the pace of the game were exceptional for a player so young. He was equally adept at breaking up opposition attacks and distributing passes, and his vision made him an ideal link between defense and attack. AIK fans quickly grew fond of their young midfielder, whose performances in the Swedish league earned him widespread recognition. Källström's success with AIK led to his first major breakthrough on the international stage. In 2002, he made his debut for the Swedish national team, impressing the coaching staff with his maturity and poise. His performances for AIK and his potential in the national team setup helped him secure a move to a bigger European club in 2003. It was clear that Källström was ready to take his career to the next level. Move to France and Lyon's success. In 2003, Källström made a high-profile move to the French club Olympique Lyonnais, Lyon, in Ligue 1, one of the top footballing leagues in Europe. His transfer was a significant step in his career, and he quickly proved himself to be a key player for Lyon. Joining a club that had a rich history of success in French football, Källström was able to compete at the highest level both domestically and in European competitions. His move to Lyon was a transformative one, as he had the opportunity to play alongside world-class players, including Juninho Pernambucano, Fred, and Michael Essien. Under the management of Gérard Houllier, Lyon was one of the dominant forces in French football during the mid-2000s. Winning multiple Ligue 1 titles and consistently competing in the UEFA Champions League, Källström was a vital part of the team's success, playing in a central midfield role that allowed him to showcase his strengths as both a defensive and attacking player. At Lyon, Källström's game evolved further. He became known for his versatility, able to play as a deep-lying playmaker or in a more advanced role depending on the needs of the team. His passing ability was exceptional, with a particular talent for long-range balls and through passes that set up attacking opportunities. Additionally, Källström's calmness in possession and his ability to read the game were key attributes that endeared him to the Lyon fans. During his time at Lyon, Källström won several Ligue 1 titles and contributed to the club's success in domestic cups and European competitions. His influence on the field grew with each season, and he was regarded as one of the top midfielders in Europe. His work ethic, leadership qualities, and consistency made him a valuable player for Lyon, where he stayed until 2009. Experience in the Premier League with Arsenal. In 2009, Källström made a move to the English Premier League, joining one of the league's most famous clubs, Arsenal. The transfer to Arsenal was seen as a significant moment in Källström's career, as he was joining a team that consistently competed for the top honours in English football, including the Premier League and the FA Cup. His arrival at Arsenal came during a period when the club was in transition, with Arsène Wenger overseeing a new generation of players. Källström's time at Arsenal was marked by a series of injuries, which limited his appearances during his short stay with the club. Despite these setbacks, he was able to showcase his technical abilities whenever he was on the pitch. Källström brought a level of maturity and experience to the team, and he was often praised for his intelligence on the ball and his ability to control the game's tempo from midfield. Although he did not have the same level of impact as he had in France, his time at Arsenal provided him with an opportunity to test himself in one of the most competitive leagues in the world. During his time in North London, Källström made important contributions, particularly in the FA Cup, where he helped Arsenal to win the prestigious trophy in 2014. His role in Arsenal's success was vital, and despite injuries, his leadership and experience were recognized by the coaching staff. However, after his time at Arsenal, Källström's future in the Premier League appeared uncertain, and he soon moved on to other opportunities. Return to Sweden and success with Djurgårdens IF. After his stint in the Premier League, Källström returned to Sweden in 2015, joining Djurgårdens IF in Allsvenskan. The move back to Sweden was seen as a homecoming for the talented midfielder, who had left AIK for Lyon over a decade earlier. At Djurgårdens IF, Källström was able to showcase his experience and leadership once again, helping the team challenge for league honors and return to prominence in Swedish football. Though Källström was no longer the young, dynamic midfielder that had captured attention in his youth, he remained a crucial figure in Djurgårdens IF's midfield. His passing range, tactical awareness, and ability to dictate the pace of the game allowed him to continue performing at a high level in his mid-30s. Källström's influence on the pitch and his role as a mentor to younger players were invaluable to the club, and he continued to contribute to their successes until he retired from professional football in 2017. International career with Sweden. Källström was a key player for the Swedish national team for over a decade. He made his debut for Sweden in 2001 and went on to earn more than 130 caps for his country. A remarkable achievement that cemented his legacy as one of Sweden's finest footballers. Källström represented Sweden in numerous international tournaments, including the 2002 and 2006 FIFA World Cups, as well as the UEFA European Championships in 2004, 2008, and 2012. One of Källström's most notable moments with Sweden came during the 2004 European Championship, where he played a pivotal role in helping the team reach the quarterfinals. His calmness on the ball, ability to control possession, and leadership qualities were key factors in Sweden's success during that tournament. He was also a critical player for Sweden in the 2006 World Cup, where the team reached the quarter-finals, showcasing Källström's consistent ability to perform on the world stage. Throughout his international career, Källström was known for his leadership and his ability to perform in clutch moments. He captained the national team on several occasions, and his influence extended far beyond his technical contributions on the field. Källström was a mentor to younger players and a key figure in Sweden's footballing culture during a time of transition. He retired from international duty in 2015, but his legacy as one of Sweden's greatest midfielders remains intact. Early life and background. Karl Svensson was born on March 23, 1982 in the small Swedish town of Vänersborg, located in Västra Götaland County. Growing up in a region with a strong sporting culture, Svensson was naturally drawn to football. His father, a former amateur footballer, was a major influence on his early interest in the sport, encouraging him to pursue the game at a young age. Svensson's early exposure to football helped him develop a passion for the sport, and by the time he was old enough to join a local team, it was clear he had talent. Svensson started his football journey with Vänersborgs IF, a club with a rich tradition in developing young talent. As a child, Svensson stood out due to his technical ability, sharp footballing mind, and strong work ethic. Though he was still very young, he had the physical presence that would later define his career as a central defender. His coaches quickly noticed his ability to read the game, his calmness under pressure, and his knack for winning headers. These early qualities set the stage for a successful career in Swedish football. Growing up in a small town, Svensson had to make the most of limited resources. Nevertheless, his dedication to football was unmatched. His commitment to improving his game saw him often practicing on his own time, watching games to analyze defensive strategies, and learning the craft of being a solid, dependable defender. As a teenager, Svensson's talent became undeniable and his potential caught the eye of scouts from larger clubs in Sweden. Development at Östers IF. Svensson's move to Östers IF in 1998 marked the beginning of his professional football career. Östers IF, a club with a long history of developing promising young players, was the perfect environment for Svensson to refine his skills and progress as a footballer. At Östers IF, Svensson initially joined the youth academy, where he was given the tools to take his game to the next level. During his time in the academy, Svensson began to develop the technical and tactical abilities that would make him a standout central defender. He was quickly promoted to the senior team in 2000, at just 18 years old, after impressing the coaches with his performances in the youth teams. His debut for the senior squad was a significant moment in his young career, and he wasted no time establishing himself as a regular in Östers IF's starting lineup. Svensson's time at Östers IF was marked by consistent development and growth. As a young central defender, he was known for his ability to read the game, his excellent tackling, and his commanding presence in the air. He developed a reputation as a tough, no-nonsense defender who could handle the physical demands of Allsvenskan, Sweden's top division. Despite being only a teenager, Svensson was often deployed as a central figure in Östers IF's defense, and his leadership qualities began to emerge early on in his career. Rise to prominence in Allsvenskan. Svensson's performances for Östers IF did not go unnoticed. By 2002, his impressive displays in the Allsvenskan caught the attention of several top Swedish clubs. After spending a few years developing at Östers IF, Svensson moved to one of Sweden's most successful football clubs, IF Elfsborg, in 2003. At IF Elfsborg, Svensson was able to step up to a higher level of competition. The club had just finished in the top half of the league, and there was a strong sense of ambition and professionalism surrounding the squad. At IF Elfsborg, Svensson's career truly flourished. The club, known for its strong tactical discipline and team-oriented approach, provided Svensson with a platform to showcase his defensive abilities. As one of the club's key defenders, Svensson's leadership on the pitch became one of his defining qualities. He was praised for his ability to organize the defense and communicate effectively with his teammates, ensuring that the team maintained a strong defensive structure throughout matches. Throughout his time at IF Elfsborg, Svensson was consistently one of the best central defenders in Allsvenskan. His defensive awareness, strength in aerial duels, and ability to read attacking plays allowed him to shine in Sweden's top division. He quickly became known for his no-frills, disciplined style of play, which made him one of the toughest defenders to break down. His strong performances earned him national recognition, and by 2004, Svensson had cemented his status as one of Sweden's most reliable central defenders. International career with Sweden. As Svensson's reputation grew domestically, it was only a matter of time before he was called up to the Swedish national team. In 2004, he made his debut for Sweden, earning a place in the squad for friendly matches and competitive fixtures. His performances at club level with IF Elfsborg had earned him the attention of Swedish national team coach Lars Lagerbäck, who saw potential in Svensson's leadership and defensive qualities. Svensson's time with the Swedish national team was marked by a series of solid performances, particularly in key matches during the UEFA European Championship qualifiers and World Cup qualifiers. Though he was often competing for a spot in a defense that included established players such as Olof Mellberg and Andreas Granqvist, Svensson's consistency earned him a place in many of Sweden's squads during major tournaments. He was known for his calm demeanor on the ball and his ability to stay composed in high-pressure situations, traits that were essential in Sweden's defensive unit. Svensson's most notable contribution to the Swedish national team came during the 2006 FIFA World Cup. Although he did not play every match, he was part of the Swedish squad that made it to the quarter-finals. His leadership and experience were instrumental in the team's defensive solidity, and he played a crucial role in Sweden's defensive setup during the tournament. Svensson continued to represent Sweden until 2012, earning a total of 15 caps for his country. His international career, though brief compared to some of his teammates, left a lasting impact on Swedish football. Moved to Italy and playing abroad. In 2008, after a series of successful seasons with IF Elfsborg, Karl Svensson took the bold step of moving abroad, signing with the Italian Serie A club, Siena. The move to Serie A was a significant challenge for Svensson, as he was now competing in one of the toughest leagues in the world, where defending was taken to a whole new level of intensity. Despite the challenges, Svensson embraced the opportunity to test himself at the highest level of club football in Europe. At Siena, Svensson was initially part of a competitive defense, where he had to quickly adapt to the speed and technicality of Serie A. Although he did not enjoy a long stay with the club, Svensson's time in Italy was valuable for his development. The tactical nature of Italian football allowed him to hone his positioning, understanding of defensive structures, and overall game intelligence. He learned from some of the best defenders in Europe and applied these lessons to his game. Despite limited first-team opportunities at Siena, Svensson's experience in Italy was a key moment in his career. His time in Serie A allowed him to develop the technical and mental toughness that would serve him well in the latter stages of his career. Later years and return to Sweden. After his brief stint in Italy, Svensson returned to Sweden in 2010, signing with Kalmar FF, another club in Allsvenskan. His time at Kalmar marked the final chapter of his playing career in Sweden. Although he was not quite the player he had been in his prime, Svensson still provided valuable experience and leadership to the squad. His role as a senior figure in the dressing room helped guide the younger players, and his defensive expertise was still evident in his performances. Svensson spent several years at Kalmar FF before announcing his retirement from professional football in 2014. By the time he retired, Svensson had built a solid reputation as one of Sweden's most dependable defenders. His longevity in the sport was a testament to his professionalism, and his time in both Sweden and abroad allowed him to experience football at the highest levels of club and international play. Post-retirement and legacy. Following his retirement, Karl Svensson transitioned into coaching, taking up various roles within the footballing community. His extensive experience both domestically and internationally made him a valuable asset in helping to develop the next generation of Swedish defenders. Svensson also worked with football development programs, where he could impart his knowledge of the game to young players. Svensson's legacy as a footballer is one of consistency, leadership, and professionalism. He was never one to seek the limelight, but his contributions to both club and country were invaluable. As a central defender, he was known for his unassuming but highly effective style of play, His no-nonsense approach to defending, coupled with his ability to read the game and marshal the defense, ensured that he was regarded as one of the best Swedish defenders of his generation. Carl Svensson's career stands as a testament to the importance of hard work, determination, and a strong understanding of the game. Although he may not have achieved the same level of fame as some of his contemporaries, his impact on Swedish football is undeniable. Early life and background. Niklas Alexandersson was born on August 29, 1974, in Gothenburg, Sweden, into a family that would support and nurture his early passion for football. Raised in a football-loving environment, Alexandersson's talents began to shine at a young age, and his parents recognized his potential early on. Growing up in Gothenburg, a city known for its rich football history, Alexandersson was exposed to the sport from a young age, and he would soon emerge as one of Sweden's brightest football prospects. His early football career began in the youth ranks of the local football club Östers IF, where he honed his skills. In those formative years, he was known for his versatility, speed, and technical abilities on the field. His performances caught the attention of scouts, leading to his eventual move to a higher-level team. By his teenage years, it was clear that Alexandersson had the talent to succeed at the professional level. Rise to prominence. Alexandersson's breakthrough into professional football came when he signed with the Allsvenskan club IFK Göteborg in 1991, one of Sweden's most successful and storied football teams. He was a key part of the club's future, and his journey with IFK Göteborg marked the beginning of a long and successful career. During his time at IFK Göteborg, Alexandersson quickly established himself as one of the top midfielders in Swedish football. He played with composure and intelligence, earning a reputation for his technical skill, vision, and passing accuracy. His presence in the middle of the park helped anchor the team, and his performances at the club level led to recognition from national team coaches, sparking the beginning of his international career. Niklas Alexandersson made his debut for the Swedish national team in 1996, at the age of 22, during the UEFA European Championship. His first appearance for the national team was a significant moment in his career, marking the start of his long and influential international journey. Over the course of his international career, Alexandersson earned 108 caps and scored 11 goals for Sweden, making him one of the country's most experienced and decorated players. Throughout the late 1990s and early 2000s, Alexandersson was a key member of the Swedish national team. His ability to contribute both offensively and defensively made him a valuable asset for the team. And his work rate and versatility were crucial in various formations. He played in multiple UEFA European Championships and FIFA World Cup tournaments, representing Sweden on the international stage with pride. Notably, Alexandersson was part of Sweden's team in the 2002 FIFA World Cup, where Sweden reached the quarter-finals. It was during this tournament that he gained further recognition for his leadership and his ability to control the tempo of the game in midfield. Alexandersson's skill and determination were evident in every match he played, and his performances on the world stage further solidified his place as one of Sweden's most respected footballers. Club career in Sweden. In addition to his international exploits, Alexandersson continued to impress domestically, particularly with IFK Göteborg. His success at the club level was recognized with several league titles, domestic cups, and personal accolades. He was one of the driving forces behind IFK Göteborg's resurgence in the Swedish league, and his leadership on the pitch was integral to the team's achievements. Over time, however, Alexandersson moved on to new challenges and took his talents to other clubs, continuing his career at a high level. In 2001, he made a significant career move, transferring to England's Premier League, where he joined the legendary club Everton FC. The move to Everton was an important step in his career, as it allowed Alexandersson to test himself in one of Europe's most competitive leagues. The Everton years. Alexandersson joined Everton FC in 2001, making the transition from Swedish football to the Premier League. This was a defining moment in his career, as he took on the challenge of playing in one of the world's most competitive football leagues. At Everton, Alexandersson brought his technical skills and versatility to the midfield, where he played a central role in the team's tactics. During his time at Everton, Alexandersson was known for his ability to dictate play from midfield. His range of passing, ability to win tackles, and work rate were all assets that helped the team. Although he was never a player who grabbed the headlines with flashy goals, his performances on the ball and his intelligence were highly valued by his teammates and managers. Alexanderson spent several seasons at Everton, establishing himself as a solid and reliable performer in the English top flight. Despite not being a regular starter, his versatility meant that he was frequently called upon to play in various positions and situations, and his experience was invaluable to the squad. His time in England allowed him to further develop his game and experience the intensity of Premier League football. Return to Sweden. After his time in England, Alexanderson returned to Sweden to continue his career at a club level. He joined the Stockholm-based club Djurgårdens IF in 2005, a move that would see him return to the Swedish league after his time abroad. At Djurgården, Alexanderson enjoyed a successful stint, where he contributed to the team's success and helped them secure several domestic titles. His experience at Djurgårdens IF further solidified his reputation as one of the most respected footballers in Sweden, and he became a central figure in the team. He was not only a leader on the pitch but also an influential figure in the locker room, offering guidance to younger players. His time at Djurgården was a fitting conclusion to his illustrious domestic career, as he continued to display the high-level performances that had characterized his entire football journey. Retirement and legacy. Niklas Alexanderson officially retired from professional football in 2012, after a career that spanned over 2 decades. His legacy as one of Sweden's finest midfielders remains intact, and he is remembered for his skill, leadership and professionalism both on and off the field. Following his retirement, Alexanderson has remained involved in the football world. He has worked as a coach and mentor, sharing his vast knowledge of the game with the next generation of players. His insight into the game, combined with his experience as a player at the highest levels, has made him a respected figure in Swedish football. In retirement, he has also stayed active in various football-related activities, including charity work and commentary. Personal life. Off the pitch, Niklas Alexanderson is known for his down-to-earth personality and commitment to his family. Throughout his career, he kept a relatively low public profile, preferring to focus on his football rather than the spotlight. His family and close friends have often spoken highly of his humility and professionalism, traits that have been evident in all aspects of his life. In addition to his football career, Alexanderson has always been active in charitable causes, particularly those related to youth development and supporting underprivileged communities. His involvement in football extends beyond his playing career, as he has dedicated time to promoting the sport at grassroots levels and helping young players achieve their potential. Conclusion. Niklas Alexanderson's football career is one marked by consistency, professionalism, and a deep love for the game. From his early days in Gothenburg to his time playing for the Swedish national team, IFK Göteborg, Everton, and Djurgårdens IF, Alexanderson's contributions to the game are countless. His legacy as one of Sweden's most respected footballers will be remembered for years to come, not only for his performances on the pitch but also for his commitment to the sport and his positive impact off the pitch. As a player, he was the epitome of a complete midfielder, combining technical ability, leadership and tireless work ethic. His story is one of determination, skill, and a passion for football that transcended borders and left an indelible mark on Swedish and international football. Early life and background. John Alvbåge was born on November 16, 1983, in Gothenburg, Sweden, a city renowned for its rich footballing heritage. Growing up in this football-loving environment, Alvbåge was introduced to the sport at a young age. His father, a former amateur player, encouraged him to pursue football, and by the time he was a teenager, Alvbåge showed significant promise as a goalkeeper. Although many of his peers were focused on outfield positions, Alvbåge's height, agility, and natural instinct for shot-stopping made him an ideal candidate for the role of goalkeeper. Alvbåge's early years were spent playing for local clubs in Gothenburg, and he quickly progressed through the youth ranks. His potential did not go unnoticed, and it was clear that he had the makings of a future professional. From the outset, Alvbåge's work ethic and determination set him apart. Traits that would serve him well as his career progressed. Youth career and development. Alvbåge's journey to professional football began at the youth level with local clubs in Gothenburg, but his big break came when he joined the youth academy of IFK Göteborg, one of Sweden's most prestigious football clubs. IFK Göteborg had a strong tradition of developing talented footballers, and it was here that Alf Boga began to refine his skills as a goalkeeper. At IFK Göteborg, Alf Boga had access to top-tier coaching and facilities, which allowed him to develop the technical and tactical aspects of his game. His commitment to improving his shot-stopping abilities, his command of the penalty area, and his overall distribution became key features of his style of play. Though competition for the #1 spot in the first team was fierce, Alf Boga's ability to rise to the challenge earned him recognition. In 2002, Alf Boga made his debut for the senior team of IFK Göteborg, a significant milestone in his career. At the time, the club was a dominant force in Swedish football, and the young goalkeeper faced the pressure of competing in a team that had high expectations. However, Alf Boga's calmness under pressure, coupled with his natural talent, made him an appealing option for the team's coaches. Breakthrough in Swedish football. Alf Boga's professional debut for IFK Göteborg came in 2002, when he was just 18 years old. He had been a part of the club's youth setup for several years, but the move to the senior squad marked a new phase in his career. His first team appearances were initially limited as the club had established experienced goalkeepers. But Alf Boga was given opportunities in cup competitions and as a backup goalkeeper in league matches. Despite the fierce competition, Alf Boga's performances were impressive, and by the 2005 season, he had established himself as a regular starter for the club. His consistency and his ability to keep clean sheets made him a fan favorite, and he quickly became one of Sweden's most promising young goalkeepers. During this time, IFK Göteborg experienced a period of growth, and Alf Boga was integral to the team's defensive stability. His leadership on the field, especially in organizing the backline, showcased his maturity and understanding of the game. Alf Boga's performances at IFK Göteborg attracted attention from other Swedish clubs, and his rise in Swedish football was solidified when he was called up to the Swedish national team for the first time in 2005. Although he did not immediately displace Sweden's established goalkeepers, the call-up was a significant achievement for the young goalkeeper. Move to Östers IF and international recognition. In 2007, Alf Boga made the decision to move to Östers IF, another Swedish club with a strong footballing tradition. At Östers IF, Alf Boga became the undisputed #1 goalkeeper, and his performances in both domestic and European competitions began to attract more attention from the football world. This period of his career marked a period of consistent growth, as Alf Boga demonstrated his skills at the highest level of Swedish football. During his time at Östers IF, Alf Boga's reputation continued to rise. He was noted for his quick reflexes, agility, and leadership qualities. His distribution of the ball became a key component of Östers's attacking play, as he was known for his accurate long passes and ability to set up counterattacks. His clean sheet record in the Swedish Allsvenskan, the country's top league, earned him further recognition, and Alf Boga was soon regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in Sweden. The period at Östers IF also marked Alf Boga's first serious involvement with the Swedish national team. After making his senior debut for Sweden in 2006, Alf Boga was gradually integrated into the national squad and began to play a more significant role in the team. Though he was never the first-choice goalkeeper during his time with Sweden, Alf Boga gained valuable experience playing in international friendlies and qualifying matches for major tournaments. Moved to IFK Östersund and continued success. In 2011, Alf Boga made another move, this time to the northern Swedish club Östersund FK. Despite Östersund's position as a lower league side at the time, Alf Boga's presence provided the club with invaluable experience and leadership in a relatively youthful squad. His arrival in Östersund was part of a broader strategy to elevate the club's profile, and it was a decision that paid off in the long run. Alf Boga's influence at Östersund was immediate. His experience and leadership in the locker room helped the team through crucial matches, and his goalkeeping performances kept Östersund competitive in Swedish football. The club's rise through the divisions culminated in a historic promotion to the Allsvenskan, the top tier of Swedish football, in 2016. Alf Boga's role in Östersund's success story cannot be understated, and his performances earned him widespread admiration. During this period, Östersund FK also experienced European success, qualifying for the UEFA Europa League. Alvbogue's presence in goal was crucial to the club's impressive European campaign, as he made several key saves in matches against European opposition. Although the club was eventually eliminated from the competition, their achievements on the international stage left a lasting legacy, and Alvbogue's contribution was essential. Final years and retirement. After several successful years at Östersund, Alvboge continued to contribute to Swedish football, even as he entered the latter stages of his career. His consistency and commitment to the game allowed him to remain a top-tier goalkeeper, and his experience in handling high-pressure situations was invaluable to his team. Though he no longer featured as regularly for the national team, Alvboge continued to represent Sweden in friendlies and international tournaments. In 2018, Alvboge announced his retirement from professional football. Having enjoyed a long and successful career, he chose to step away from the game, leaving behind a legacy as one of Sweden's most reliable and respected goalkeepers. Despite not winning major trophies at the international level, Alvboge's career was defined by his professionalism, consistency, and longevity, earning him the admiration of teammates, coaches, and fans alike. Legacy and impact on Swedish football. Jan Alvboge may not have garnered the same level of fame as some of his Swedish counterparts, but his impact on Swedish football is undeniable. As a goalkeeper, his consistency and leadership played a significant role at every club he represented. He was a reliable figure in goal, never one to seek the limelight but always crucial to his team's success. His ability to remain calm under pressure and his commitment to always giving his best made him a model professional. Alvboge's career has been a testament to the power of hard work and dedication. He may not have won the major international trophies that some of Sweden's other footballing legends achieved, but he earned the respect of his peers and fans for his unwavering professionalism and his contributions to Swedish football. Today, Jan Alvboge is remembered as one of Sweden's finest goalkeepers, and his legacy continues to inspire young players in Sweden and beyond. Early life and background. Freddie Ljungberg was born on April 16, 1977, in Stockholm, Sweden, into a family that supported his early love for sports. Growing up in Täby, a suburb of Stockholm, Ljungberg was surrounded by a strong sporting culture. His father, a former footballer, played a significant role in shaping Freddie's early interest in the game. At a young age, Ljungberg showed a natural talent for football, excelling in both technical ability and athleticism, which would eventually pave the way for his professional career. Ljungberg's journey into football began with local youth clubs, where he quickly stood out for his flair, speed, and creativity on the ball. Like many talented youngsters, he spent his early years developing in a nurturing environment that fostered his love for the sport. However, it wasn't long before he caught the attention of bigger clubs, leading to his first major step in his football career. A move to one of Sweden's most prominent football academies. Youth development and early career. Ljungberg's football education truly began at the Hammarby IF Youth Academy, where he developed a well-rounded game that blended technical finesse with an innate footballing intelligence. His early years at the academy helped shape his style of play, which was marked by agility, creativity, and an eye for goal. His ability to attack from wide positions, coupled with his dribbling skills, caught the eye of professional scouts, and he soon made the transition to the senior team at Hammarby IF. Freddie's debut for Hammarby's senior team came in 1994 when he was just 17 years old. Though the team was mid-table in the Swedish Allsvenskan, Ljungberg's performances on the wing were enough to earn him a place in the squad. His breakout season came in 1996, when his performances saw him become one of the most exciting young talents in Sweden. Hammarby fans began to recognize him as a future star, and his impact on the pitch made him a household name in Swedish football. Move to England. Arsenal and Premier League stardom. In 1998. After a few successful seasons in Sweden, Ljungberg made the move to England, signing with Premier League powerhouse Arsenal. At the time, Arsenal was in the midst of a golden era under legendary manager Arsene Wenger, and Ljungberg's arrival would play a key role in the team's continued success. His transfer to Arsenal marked the beginning of one of the most successful and storied chapters in his career. Ljungberg's debut season in the Premier League was nothing short of spectacular. He quickly adapted to English football, impressing with his pace, technical ability, and creativity. His ability to play both as a winger and as an attacking midfielder allowed him to fit seamlessly into Wenger's tactical system, which focused on fluid attacking football. Ljungberg became an integral part of Arsenal's team, contributing with key goals and assists, and helping the club challenge for top honours in both domestic and international competitions. In his first season with Arsenal, 1998-1999, Ljungberg helped the team secure an FA Cup victory, and his performances earned him the club's Player of the Season award. However, it was during the 2001-2002 season that Ljungberg truly cemented his legacy at the club. He was a central figure in Arsenal's march to the Premier League title, scoring crucial goals and providing assists. His tireless runs, skillful dribbling, and knack for scoring from the wing made him one of the league's most feared wide players. Arsenal's Invincibles, the pinnacle of success. The 2003-2004 season remains one of the most remarkable in the history of English football, as Arsenal went unbeaten in the Premier League, a feat that has not been repeated in modern football. Ljungberg played a key role in this historic achievement, contributing both in terms of goals and assists. His ability to link up with teammates such as Thierry Henry, Robert Pires, and Dennis Bergkamp created one of the most formidable attacking units in Europe. Ljungberg's role in Arsenal's attacking play was often to make late runs into the box, a tactic that led to several key goals during the Invincibles season. One of his most memorable contributions came in the 2002-2003 season when he scored a memorable goal in the North London derby against Tottenham Hotspur, showcasing his clinical finishing ability and composure under pressure. Arsenal's unbeaten league season in 2004 marked the peak of Ljungberg's career at the club. His performances during this period solidified his place as one of the best wingers in Europe. Ljungberg's partnership with fellow attackers made him one of the most consistent and dangerous players in the Premier League. And his importance to Arsenal's success cannot be overstated. International success with Sweden. Freddie Ljungberg's career with the Swedish national team was as impressive as his club exploits. He made his international debut in 1998, and over the course of his career, he earned 75 caps for Sweden, scoring 14 goals. Ljungberg's international career spanned more than a decade, and he represented Sweden in several major tournaments, including the UEFA European Championship and FIFA World Cup. Ljungberg's most notable performance for Sweden came during the 2004 UEFA European Championship, where he played a key role in helping Sweden reach the quarter-finals. His dribbling and creativity were key to Sweden's attacking play, and he earned widespread recognition for his performances throughout the tournament. He also played an important role in Sweden's 2006 FIFA World Cup campaign, where they reached the quarter-finals, further solidifying his place as one of Sweden's top footballers. Throughout his time with Sweden, Ljungberg was known for his leadership and his ability to provide a spark in attacking situations. His contributions to the national team were invaluable, and he became one of Sweden's most respected players of his generation. His presence on the field, combined with his ability to change the course of a game with his pace and vision, made him an indispensable player for his country. Moved to West Ham United. After a successful stint at Arsenal, Ljungberg moved to West Ham United in 2007, seeking a new challenge. His time at the club was marked by both highs and lows, as he struggled with injuries but still showed glimpses of the talent that had made him a star at Arsenal. Although he did not replicate the same level of consistency as he had at Arsenal, Ljungberg still played an important role in West Ham's midfield and continued to demonstrate his creativity and leadership. During his time at West Ham, Ljungberg contributed to the team's offensive play, providing assists and occasionally scoring goals. His experience and professionalism were highly valued by the club, and his presence in the locker room was seen as a significant asset to a young and developing team. However, his time at West Ham was relatively short, and in 2009, he moved to the United States to play for Major League Soccer, MLS, team Seattle Sounders. Seattle Sounders and final playing years. Ljungberg's move to the MLS was a new chapter in his career, and it allowed him to continue playing at a competitive level while also exploring new opportunities in a growing football market. He joined Seattle Sounders in 2009, becoming one of the league's biggest stars. Although his time in the MLS was marked by injuries and struggles with consistency, Ljungberg remained a highly respected player in the league and contributed to the growth of football in the United States. After a few seasons with Seattle, Ljungberg moved on to play for other MLS teams, including Chicago Fire, before officially retiring from professional football in 2012. His decision to retire marked the end of an illustrious career that had seen him play at the highest levels of club and international football. Post-retirement, coaching and media work. Since retiring from professional football, Freddie Ljungberg has remained involved in the sport, working as a coach and pundit. He has taken on various coaching roles, including a stint as assistant manager at Arsenal, where he was able to pass on his knowledge and experience to the next generation of players. Ljungberg's coaching career has been closely tied to his passion for developing young talent and continuing the legacy of the footballing principles that served him well during his playing days. Ljungberg has also worked as a media personality, offering his insights into the game through various television appearances and punditry. His articulate analysis and understanding of football have made him a respected figure in the football media world. Early life and background. Henrik Larsson was born on September 20, 1971, in Helsingborg, Sweden. To a family with deep roots in the working-class neighborhoods of the town. Larsson's upbringing was marked by a combination of passion for football and the challenges of growing up in a family where money was tight. His father, a bus driver, was supportive of his young son's football aspirations, and his mother worked at a local factory. Despite the financial struggles, the family's love of sport and close-knit atmosphere would shape Larsson's determined and humble character. Growing up in a multicultural part of Helsingborg, Larsson was introduced to football at an early age. Like many Scandinavian children, he played football on the streets and in local parks. But Larsson's exceptional natural talent quickly became apparent. He joined the youth system of the local club, Helsingborgs IF, where he developed his skills. Known for his speed, technical ability, and sharp footballing intelligence, Larsson was not just a gifted athlete, but also a player with a relentless work ethic, qualities that would characterize his career. By the time Larsson was a teenager, he was already turning heads. At 16, he was selected for Helsingborg's IF's senior team, marking the beginning of his professional career. His breakthrough into the first team was a significant moment in Swedish football, as he was widely seen as a prodigious talent with the potential to play at the highest level. Early career at Helsingborgs. IF Larsson's professional debut with Helsingborgs. IF came in 1989, when he was just 18 years old. Despite the club's modest standing in Swedish football at the time, Larsson's performances quickly made him a standout. His playing style was characterized by a deadly combination of speed, sharp finishing, and intelligent movement off the ball. It was clear that he was not just a striker but also a versatile forward, capable of creating opportunities for his teammates while maintaining a clinical edge in front of goal. Larsson's development at Helsingborgs IF continued at an impressive rate, and by the early 1990s, he was regarded as one of the brightest young talents in Swedish football. His ability to score goals in a variety of ways, whether through pace, technique, or opportunism, earned him praise from coaches and pundits alike. This period in Helsingborg saw him mature as a player, but it also laid the groundwork for his eventual move to a bigger club in a more competitive league. In 1992, Helsingborgs IF won the Swedish Cup, an achievement that helped put the club on the map and gave Larsson an opportunity to showcase his abilities on the national stage. Although Helsingborgs was not considered one of Sweden's elite clubs, the team's success in domestic football allowed Larsson to attract attention from larger European teams. Move to Feyenoord and further development. Larsson's performances in Sweden did not go unnoticed, and in 1993, he made the move to the Netherlands, joining Feyenoord. This move marked the beginning of a new chapter in Larsson's career, as he faced the challenge of playing in one of Europe's most competitive leagues. Feyenoord, a club with a rich history in Dutch football, was an ideal place for Larsson to develop further, with the club's emphasis on attacking football suiting his strengths as a forward. In his time at Feyenoord, Larsson developed into a more complete player, improving his tactical understanding of the game and honing his skills in a more structured environment. Although his time in the Netherlands was relatively short, spanning just 2 seasons, Larsson's performances at Feyenoord were enough to confirm his potential as an international football star. His performances in the Eredivisie were marked by his ability to create chances, his composure in front of goal, and his excellent movement off the ball. However, after 2 seasons with Feyenoord, Larsson felt that it was time to take the next step in his career. He moved to the Scottish Premier League, where he would eventually make his name as one of the greatest players in the history of both Celtic and Scottish football. Celtic FC. A legendary career. In 1997, Henrik Larsson joined Celtic FC, a move that would prove to be the defining moment of his career. Celtic, one of Scotland's 2 dominant clubs, was a team with passionate supporters and a rich history, but it had been struggling in European competitions. Larsson's arrival coincided with a period of rejuvenation for the club, and the Swedish striker quickly became the team's most important player. Larsson's impact at Celtic was immediate. He quickly adapted to Scottish football, a league known for its physicality and fast pace, and immediately began to demonstrate his goal-scoring prowess. His partnership with other top Celtic players, including the likes of Paul Lambert, John Hartson, and Lubomir Moravcik, turned Celtic into a dominant force in Scotland. Under the guidance of manager Wim Jansen, Celtic won the Scottish Premier League title in 1998, breaking Rangers' 9-year championship streak. Larsson was instrumental in this success, scoring goals and providing key assists throughout the season. Over the course of his 7 seasons at Celtic, Larsson's record was extraordinary. He won 4 Scottish Premier League titles and 2 Scottish Cups, while also becoming Celtic's all-time top scorer. His skill on the ball was exceptional. His ability to hold up play, bring teammates into the game, and his finishing in front of goal were second to none. Larsson's goal-scoring feats were matched by his unselfishness on the pitch, as he often dropped deep to create chances for others. One of the most defining moments of Larsson's time at Celtic came in 2003, when the team reached the UEFA Cup final. Although Celtic lost to Porto in the final, Larsson's performances in the tournament were exceptional, and his reputation as one of Europe's top strikers was solidified. His ability to perform on the big stage, including scoring goals in crucial Champions League and European fixtures, made him a hero for Celtic supporters. Barcelona. A new challenge. In 2004, after a truly iconic spell at Celtic, Larsson made the decision to move to Barcelona, one of Europe's most prestigious clubs. At Barcelona, Larsson faced a new set of challenges, including adapting to a team filled with superstars like Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o, and Lionel Messi. Despite being in the twilight of his career, Larsson proved that he still had much to offer at the highest level. Larsson's time at Barcelona was relatively short, lasting just 2 seasons, but his impact was profound. He was known for his intelligence and leadership in the dressing room, and despite not being a regular starter, he played an important role in Barcelona's 2005-2006 UEFA Champions League campaign. In the final against Arsenal, Larsson provided 2 crucial assists, one for Samuel Eto'o and one for Belletti, both of which helped Barcelona secure a historic 2-1 victory. Although he was not the focal point of the Barcelona attack, Larsson's experience, composure, and professionalism were invaluable to the club's success during that time. His contributions to Barcelona's European triumph cemented his place as one of Sweden's most respected footballers. Return to Helsingborg's and final years. After his time at Barcelona, Larsson returned to Helsingborg's IF in 2006, where he spent the final years of his playing career. He was welcomed back with open arms by the club and the local community, having always maintained strong ties to his hometown. His time back in Sweden saw him continue to play at a high level, even as he approached his mid-30s. Larsson eventually announced his retirement from professional football in 2009, bringing an end to an illustrious career that had spanned nearly 2 decades and seen him play at the highest levels of European football. Though his time in Sweden was marked by a return to a quieter life, Henrik Larsson left behind a legacy that would forever be etched in the history of Swedish football. Early life and background. Fredrik Steenman was born on August 14, 1983, in the coastal city of Västervik, Sweden. Growing up in a town known for its love of sports, Steenman was exposed to football from an early age. The town, though small, had a thriving local football culture, and Steenman quickly gravitated toward the sport. Encouraged by his family, particularly his father, Steenman started playing football at a young age. His early years were spent playing for his local youth team, Västerviks IFF, where his natural talent as a defender began to emerge. As a child, Steenman displayed an exceptional aptitude for the game, particularly in the areas of positioning, tactical awareness, and a tenacity in his defensive duties. He had a natural understanding of the game, often reading plays before they unfolded, which became one of his trademarks as he progressed through the ranks. From an early age, Steenman demonstrated the physical attributes that would eventually make him a standout player. He was strong, athletic, and had a remarkable work ethic. This commitment to improving his game set him apart from other youth players, and it was clear that he had the potential to progress to higher levels of competition. By the time Steenman was in his early teens, it was evident that he had the qualities necessary to play at a more competitive level. His performances caught the eye of scouts, and he was soon selected to join the youth academy of Oosters IF, a club in the nearby city of Växjö. Oosters IF, known for its tradition of developing talented players, was the perfect environment for Steenman to hone his skills and transition from youth football into the professional ranks. Youth career and development at Oosters IF. Steenman's move to Oosters IF was a pivotal moment in his career. The club had a strong youth setup, and it provided him with access to better coaching, training facilities, and a more competitive environment. Joining the academy allowed him to develop his technical skills, work on his tactical understanding of the game, and refine the attributes that would make him a standout defender in Swedish football. At Oosters IF, Steenman progressed quickly through the youth ranks. He was initially a central defender but soon became known for his versatility, capable of playing across the backline and even in midfield when required. His ability to read the game, combined with his physical presence, made him an invaluable asset to the team. Steenman's rapid rise through the academy earned him a call-up to the senior team at just 17 years old, marking the beginning of his professional career. Although Oosters IF was not one of the largest clubs in Sweden at the time, it provided Steenman with the platform to showcase his talents. His debut in the senior team was a testament to his ability, and he quickly established himself as a reliable and consistent performer. Steenman's ability to make clean tackles, intercept passes, and maintain defensive stability became his trademarks, and he soon caught the attention of scouts from larger clubs in Sweden's Allsvenskan. Breakthrough in Allsvenskan. Steenman's move to Allsvenskan, Sweden's top football league, came in 2002 when he signed with one of Sweden's most successful football clubs, IFK Göteborg. The move to such a prominent club was a major step in Steenman's development, as IFK Göteborg had a long-standing tradition of competing at the highest level of Swedish football. The club's rich history and winning mentality were an excellent match for Steenman's drive and ambition. At IFK Göteborg, Steenman's career began to take off. Although competition for places was fierce in a team with such high standards, Steenman's performances in training and in match situations quickly earned him a starting spot. His versatility, ability to adapt to different positions on the pitch, and his defensive contributions made him an integral part of the team. He was used primarily as a left back, a position that would become his most familiar role throughout his career. However, his ability to play across the defense made him a valuable asset for the team's tactical flexibility. Steenman's time at IFK Göteborg coincided with the club's return to prominence in Swedish football. The team was highly competitive in Allsvenskan, and Steenman's contributions were key to their solid defensive performances. His intelligent positioning, crossing ability, and work rate ensured that he became one of the standout players in the squad. By 2004, Steenman had already made a name for himself as one of the best young defenders in Sweden. Move to Europe. Career at Bayer Leverkusen. After a few successful seasons with IFK Göteborg, Fredrik Steenman caught the attention of European clubs. In 2006, he made a significant move to the German Bundesliga, signing with Bayer Leverkusen, one of Germany's top football clubs. The move to Bayer Leverkusen represented a step up in Steenman's career and was an opportunity to compete at a higher level in one of Europe's top leagues. At Bayer Leverkusen, Steenman had to adapt to a more intense and physically demanding style of football. Although his time at the club was not as lengthy as some of his other stints, it was a valuable learning experience for him. Steenman found himself competing for a starting position in a squad filled with international talent. He primarily played as a left back or left wing back, and his defensive skills were highly regarded by the coaching staff. However, it was clear that Steenman's role at Bayer Leverkusen was one of competition and development, as he was not always a regular starter in the first team. Despite the challenges, Steinmann's performances for Bayer Leverkusen were solid. His quickness, ability to track back, and strong tackling made him a dependable option whenever called upon. However, after a few seasons at Bayer Leverkusen, Steinmann sought more regular first-team football and moved back to Sweden in 2009, returning to IFK Göteborg. The decision was partly motivated by a desire for more playing time and a chance to regain his place as a key player. Return to IFK Göteborg and later career. Steinmann's return to IFK Göteborg was a successful one. Upon his return, he became a regular starter once again, providing valuable experience and leadership to the team. His time at Bayer Leverkusen had sharpened his skills, and he returned to Sweden as a more mature and experienced player. His role as a left-back became more defined, and he was a key part of the defense, contributing both in defensive duties and in attack with his crossing ability. During his time at IFK Göteborg, Steinmann played a pivotal role in the team's domestic success. His consistency and performances in Sweden's Allsvenskan were notable, and he was regarded as one of the top defenders in the league. Steinmann's leadership on the pitch, especially in organizing the defense, and his ability to make important tackles, kept him at the top of his game. Steinmann also enjoyed a productive period with the national team. He made his debut for Sweden in 2005 and represented his country in several international tournaments. Although not always a first-choice starter, Steinmann contributed to Sweden's defensive efforts and earned caps in various competitive matches, including qualifying matches for major international tournaments like the UEFA European Championship and the FIFA World Cup. His time with the national team allowed him to play against some of the best teams in the world and experience the international stage. Early life and background. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was born on October 3, 1981, in Malmö, Sweden, to a Bosnian father, Shefik Ibrahimovic, and a Croatian mother, Jurka Gravic. Growing up in the Rosengård district of Malmö, which was known for its tough environment and diverse population, Zlatan faced many challenges in his early years. His family was poor, and his parents' separation when he was just 2 years old added to the instability in his life. Despite these hardships, Zlatan showed a natural talent for sports from a young age. His father, though absent for much of his childhood, encouraged him to pursue football, and his mother instilled a sense of discipline and resilience. As a child, Ibrahimovic was known for his competitive spirit and immense self-confidence, qualities that would define his career. His early years in football were marked by his love for the game and a desire to overcome obstacles. Zlatan's talents were clear, but it wasn't just his skills with the ball that set him apart. His physical attributes, including his height, standing at 6'5", and strength, made him a standout even as a young player. His self-assuredness on the field was matched by his brash attitude, which was a source of both admiration and controversy throughout his career. Youth development and early career. Ibrahimovic's journey into professional football began in the local clubs of Malmö. He started at the age of 6 with a small team, FBK Balkan, before moving on to the more established Malmö FF Youth Academy. His early training laid the foundation for what would become an extraordinary career. At Malmö FF, Zlatan honed his skills and developed a unique playing style that combined powerful physicality with finesse and technical ability. His flair and creativity caught the attention of scouts, and by the time he was 17, Ibrahimovic was playing for Malmö FF's senior team. Zlatan's performances with Malmö FF quickly earned him a reputation as one of Sweden's most promising young talents. In 1999, he made his professional debut for the senior team, and his performances in the Allsvenskan League were nothing short of impressive. His playing style was characterized by his ability to dribble past defenders with ease, his powerful shot, and his knack for scoring spectacular goals. Although Malmö FF was not a dominant force in Swedish football at the time, Ibrahimovic's performances drew attention from some of Europe's top clubs, and it wasn't long before bigger opportunities arose. Move to Ajax. The rise of a star. In 2001, at the age of 19, Ibrahimovic made the move to Ajax, one of the Netherlands' most prestigious football clubs. Ajax was the perfect environment for Zlatan to continue his development, with the club's emphasis on attacking football and youth development aligning with his own strengths. Under the guidance of coach Ko Adriaanse, Zlatan was able to refine his technique and mature as a player, and he quickly became an integral part of the first team. During his time at Ajax, Ibrahimovic's talent blossomed. His performances in the Eredivisie and in European competitions earned him widespread recognition. His first season at Ajax saw him score 13 goals in 29 league appearances, and his presence in the team helped Ajax secure the Eredivisie title in 2002-2003. Zlatan's confidence and flair on the ball became even more apparent, and his style of play began to capture the attention of fans and pundits alike. His technical skills, combined with his physical attributes and a growing understanding of the game, made him one of the most exciting young strikers in Europe. Ajax also provided Ibrahimovic with the opportunity to showcase his talent in the UEFA Champions League, where he scored some memorable goals. His time in Amsterdam allowed him to develop into a more complete player, and he began to attract interest from some of Europe's biggest clubs, Juventus and the Italian footballing scene. In 2004, Zlatan made a high-profile move to Juventus, one of Italy's most successful and storied football clubs. Juventus had been watching Ibrahimovic's progress for some time, and the club was eager to add his powerful presence to their already impressive squad. His time in Italy marked a new chapter in his career, and it was here that Ibrahimovic truly began to make a name for himself on the world stage. Ibrahimovic's first season in Serie A with Juventus was a success, as he scored 16 goals in 35 league appearances and helped the team secure a Serie A title. His performances were marked by his ability to dominate defenders with his strength, pace, and exceptional technique. Despite playing alongside world-class talent like Pavel Nedved and Alessandro Del Piero, Zlatan quickly became one of Juventus's key players. However, Juventus's involvement in the Calciopoli scandal, which resulted in the club being stripped of their 2004-2005 Serie A title, meant that Ibrahimovic's time at the club was short-lived. Nonetheless, Zlatan's time in Italy allowed him to further develop his skills and earn a reputation as one of Europe's most dangerous strikers. Barcelona. A career-altering move. In 2009, Ibrahimovic made one of the most high-profile transfers of his career when he moved to FC Barcelona for a reported $69 million, making him the most expensive player in La Liga at the time. This move was seen as a major statement by Barcelona, who were coming off a historic season under Pep Guardiola, having won the treble in 2008-2009. Initially, things looked promising for Ibrahimovic at Barcelona. He joined a team filled with world-class players, including Lionel Messi, Xavi, and Andrés Iniesta, and the Catalan club's emphasis on possession and attacking football seemed a perfect fit for Zlatan's skill set. Ibrahimovic enjoyed a strong start to the season, scoring 16 goals in his first 20 appearances and helping Barcelona claim the 2009 FIFA Club World Cup. However, cracks began to appear in the relationship between Zlatan and Guardiola. Ibrahimovic's relationship with Guardiola became strained due to differences in playing style and the role he was expected to play within the team. Guardiola favored a more fluid, team-oriented approach, while Ibrahimovic was known for his individualistic style and desire to be the focal point of the attack. The tension between the two reached a breaking point, and after just one season, Zlatan was loaned out to AC Milan in 2010, before making the move permanent in 2011. AC Milan. Reclaiming his dominance. At AC Milan, Ibrahimovic found the stability he had been missing at Barcelona. Under the guidance of manager Massimiliano Allegri, Zlatan was once again the focal point of the team's attacking play. And he thrived in this role. Ibrahimovic's time at Milan was marked by his consistent goal scoring, leadership, and presence on the pitch. He formed a formidable attacking partnership with players like Robinho, Alexandre Pato, and Antonio Cassano, and together they helped Milan challenge for major titles. During his time at Milan, Ibrahimovic was instrumental in helping the club secure the Serie A title in the 2010-2011 season, his first league title in Italy. Zlatan's ability to dominate in the box, combined with his intelligence and creativity, made him one of the most feared strikers in Europe. Despite his high-profile move to Paris Saint-Germain in 2012, Ibrahimovic's time at Milan reaffirmed his place as one of the most talented and influential players in the world. Paris Saint-Germain. Icon of a new era. In 2012, Ibrahimovic made another major move, this time to Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, a club that was beginning to assert itself as a dominant force in European football. His arrival in Paris was a statement of intent by PSG, who had been taken over by Qatari investors and were looking to establish themselves as a top club in Europe. At PSG, Ibrahimovic quickly became the face of the club and its most important player. His leadership and goal-scoring ability were key to PSG's dominance of French football. During his time at the club, Zlatan won numerous domestic titles, including multiple Ligue 1 championships, and became the club's all-time top scorer. Ibrahimovic's performances in the Champions League also helped PSG establish themselves as a top club in Europe, though they fell short of winning the coveted European title. Zlatan's time at PSG was filled with personal and team success. His charisma, confidence, and brash personality made him a larger-than-life figure in French football. In addition to his goals, his ability to inspire those around him played a pivotal role in PSG's rise to prominence. Early life and background. Petter Hansen was born on November 25, 1978, in Gothenburg, Sweden, a city renowned for its rich footballing history and its passion for the sport. Hansen's early years were steeped in a love for football, as he grew up in a family where sports played a central role in their lives. His father, a former football player, encouraged Hansen to follow his passion for the game, and he quickly showed a natural affinity for football. However, it was not only the allure of football that captivated him. It was the team aspect and the camaraderie that would become defining elements of his character both on and off the pitch. Growing up in Gothenburg, Hansen was exposed to the city's deep footballing culture, which was dominated by clubs like IFK Göteborg, one of Sweden's most successful football teams. Football was deeply embedded in the fabric of the community, and from a young age, Hansen developed a love for the game. His football journey began in the local parks and streets of Gothenburg, where he honed his skills. Like many young players, he played for various amateur teams before joining the youth system at Oosters IF, a football club in his hometown that would become an important part of his early career. Youth career and development. Hansen's journey to professional football began at Oosters IF, a club with a rich history of producing talented footballers. Starting in the club's youth ranks, Hansen quickly attracted attention with his strong physical presence, versatility, and leadership qualities. He initially played as a forward but was soon converted into a central defender, where he would go on to make his name in Swedish football. His ability to read the game, win aerial duels, and deliver accurate long passes made him a valuable asset to his coaches and teammates. By the time Hansen was a teenager, he had already gained experience in Oosters IF's senior team, debuting at just 17 years old. His mature performances belied his young age, and it became clear that he had the potential to play at the highest level. Hansen's rise through the ranks at Oosters IF was a testament to his hard work, discipline, and dedication to his craft. He quickly established himself as a dependable player, known for his leadership on the pitch and his ability to command the defense. During his early years at Oosters IF, Hansen played alongside several other young, talented players, and the team experienced a period of growth. Although Oosters IF was not among the top teams in Sweden, Hansen's performances caught the eye of scouts from larger clubs. His calmness under pressure, tactical awareness, and ability to defend with both his feet and his head made him a standout prospect for Swedish football. Moved to Allsvenskan and rising prominence. In 1999, Hansen's performances at Oosters IF earned him a move to the Swedish top-flight league, Allsvenskan, with Oosters IF's more established rival, Östersund FK. It was a natural progression for a player who had already shown considerable promise. The jump to Allsvenskan presented new challenges, but Hansen rose to the occasion, making an immediate impact in Sweden's top league. His strength, pace, and defensive organization stood out, and soon enough, he was regarded as one of Sweden's most promising young center-backs. At Östersund FK, Hansen's technical ability combined with his physical presence made him a dominant figure in defense. His leadership skills were evident, and his ability to organize the defense, dictate play from the back, and make timely interceptions was key to Östersund's defensive stability. During his time in Östersund, Hansen's stock continued to rise, and he was consistently linked with moves to bigger clubs both in Sweden and abroad. His ability to balance both defensive solidity and ball distribution made him one of the most well-rounded defenders in Allsvenskan. As the years passed, Hansen became a fixture in the starting lineup for Östersund, and his growing reputation reached beyond Swedish borders. His commanding presence and ability to read the game allowed him to handle some of the most dangerous strikers in Sweden, and his performances were widely praised. Move to France. Ligue 1 with Toulouse FC. In 2006, after several years in the Allsvenskan, Petter Hansen made the leap to a higher level of European football with a move to France. He signed with Toulouse FC, a Ligue 1 team based in the city of Toulouse. The French top flight represented a new challenge for Hansen, as it was one of Europe's top leagues with a rich history and a competitive atmosphere. The move to France was an important step in Hansen's career, and it saw him compete against some of the best strikers in Europe. Despite his relative lack of experience in one of Europe's top leagues, Hansen adapted to the French game quickly. His physicality, tactical awareness, and strong aerial presence made him a natural fit for Ligue 1. In Toulouse, Hansen also played alongside some talented international players, which helped him develop his game further. His leadership on the field was invaluable, and his organizational skills helped stabilize the Toulouse defense in a league known for its fast-paced and attacking play. During his time at Toulouse FC, Hansen played in some of the most prestigious matches in French football. He made a strong impression in Ligue 1 and was frequently praised for his consistency and reliability. Although the club did not achieve top-tier success during his time there, Hansen's individual performances were a highlight, and his impact on Toulouse FC was felt throughout his stay. International career with Sweden. Petter Hansen's performances at both the club and domestic level earned him a spot in the Swedish national team. He made his international debut for Sweden in 2004 and became a regular feature in the squad over the following years. Hansen's robust defensive style, combined with his ability to organize and communicate with his teammates, made him a valued member of the Swedish defense. Hansen's role in the national team was not as the star player or the most celebrated figure, but his reliability and consistency earned him the respect of his peers. He played in numerous international tournaments, including the UEFA European Championship and the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Hansen's contributions to Sweden's defensive efforts were critical in maintaining the team's competitive edge against some of the best sides in Europe and the world. Although Sweden's golden generation during the early 2000s featured many prominent names, Hansen was an integral part of the national squad. He formed a solid central defensive partnership with players such as Olof Mellberg and Andreas Granqvist, both of whom shared similar defensive traits. Hansen's ability to lead from the back and his composed performances on the international stage made him an important part of Sweden's defensive unit. Later years and move back to Sweden. After several years in France, Petter Hansen returned to Sweden in 2010, signing with AIK Stockholm, one of Sweden's most successful football clubs. The move back to Sweden was a return to familiar surroundings for Hansen, and it also marked the beginning of the twilight years of his playing career. At AIK, Hansen continued to play at a high level, bringing a wealth of experience to the club's defense. His leadership and organizational skills remained invaluable to the team, and he was able to guide younger players in the squad while maintaining his place in the starting lineup. Hansen's experience in Ligue 1 and international football also served AIK well, as he helped the club remain competitive in Allsvenskan and provide a solid foundation at the back. Although his time at AIK was relatively short, Hansen's impact on the team was significant. His ability to stay composed under pressure and his effectiveness in one-on-one situations continued to make him a crucial player. As he approached the end of his career, Hansen's influence on the pitch remained vital, and he was an important mentor for the younger generation of players coming through at AIK. Early life and background. Anders Svensson was born on July 17, 1976, in the coastal city of Kungsbacka, Sweden. Growing up in a town with a deep connection to football, Svensson was naturally drawn to the sport at a young age. His passion for the game was nurtured by his parents and local community, and it wasn't long before his talent became evident. From the moment he started playing, it was clear that Svensson had the skills to progress in the game and make a mark in Swedish football. Svensson's early football journey began in the youth ranks of local club Kungsbacka IF, where he quickly impressed with his exceptional technique and vision on the pitch. His style of play, characterized by precision passing, creativity, and football intelligence, set him apart from his peers. His performances for Kungsbacka IF soon attracted the attention of scouts, and it wasn't long before he made the move to a higher-level club. This marked the beginning of his journey toward becoming one of Sweden's most influential football players. Professional beginnings. Östers, IF. Svensson's career took a major step forward when he joined the Swedish club Östers ÖF at the age of 16. It was here that he truly began to hone his skills and develop into a more complete player. As a teenager, Svensson's performances were already starting to turn heads, and he was quickly promoted to the first team. His early years at Östers EF saw him play as an attacking midfielder, a role in which he could showcase his technical abilities and his knack for creating goal-scoring opportunities for his teammates. At Östers IF, Svensson made his debut in the Swedish top flight, the Allsvenskan, and rapidly became known for his passing range and vision. His impressive playmaking ability caught the attention of both domestic and international clubs, and by the age of 20, Svensson was becoming one of the most sought-after midfield talents in Sweden. His time at Östers IF laid the foundation for the successful career that was to follow, as he continued to mature as a player and attract interest from bigger clubs. Move to IF Elfsborg and early success. In 1996, Svensson made a significant move in his career, signing with IF Elfsborg, one of Sweden's top football clubs. It was here that his career began to truly take off, and he became a central figure in the team's midfield. His ability to dictate play, combined with his vision and passing accuracy, made him an indispensable player for Elfsborg. Svensson's work ethic and technical ability ensured that he quickly became one of the top players in Sweden's Allsvenskan. During his time with IF Elfsborg, Svensson played an integral role in the team's domestic success. He helped the club secure several strong finishes in the league and played a key part in their 2006 Allsvenskan title victory. This success was a testament to Svensson's consistency and leadership in the midfield, and it cemented his status as one of Sweden's top footballing talents. His performances on the pitch continued to draw the attention of both national team coaches and top clubs across Europe. Breakthrough with the Swedish national team. Anders Svensson made his debut for the Swedish national team in 1999, during a friendly match against Slovenia. His first appearance on the international stage marked the beginning of a long and successful career with the national team. Svensson's vision, passing, and technical abilities quickly earned him a permanent spot in Sweden's midfield, where he became a key figure in the team's setup. Over the course of his international career, Svensson earned 148 caps for Sweden, making him one of the country's most capped players of all time. One of Svensson's most memorable moments with the national team came during the 2002 FIFA World Cup held in South Korea and Japan. Svensson was an essential part of Sweden's midfield, helping them reach the quarter-finals of the tournament. His ability to control the tempo of games, his precise passing, and his leadership on the field were crucial to Sweden's successful campaign. Svensson's performances on the world stage earned him widespread acclaim, and his reputation as one of the best midfielders in Europe continued to grow. Svensson also represented Sweden in the 2004 UEFA European Championship, the 2006 FIFA World Cup, and the 2008 UEFA European Championship. Throughout these tournaments, Svensson was a key figure in the Swedish midfield, consistently delivering high-level performances and contributing both offensively and defensively. His technical skill, footballing intelligence, and consistency made him one of the most respected players in Swedish football history. European career, move to Southampton. After his success in Sweden, Svensson made the move to England in 2001, signing with Premier League club Southampton. This move marked a new chapter in his career, as he stepped into one of Europe's most competitive leagues. Svensson joined a club with a strong tradition, and his arrival added much-needed creativity and experience to Southampton's midfield. At Southampton, Svensson quickly adapted to the pace of the Premier League, bringing his precise passing and intelligent playmaking to the English top flight. He formed a solid partnership in midfield and became known for his ability to dictate the tempo of games. While he may not have been a standout star in terms of goal scoring, Svensson's technical ability and consistency made him an important player for the team. Over his 4-year stay at Southampton, Svensson earned respect for his professional attitude and his invaluable contributions to the team's midfield. Return to IF Elfsborg. In 2006, after a successful stint in England, Svensson returned to Sweden, rejoining his former club, IF Elfsborg. The move back to Sweden marked the beginning of the final stages of his career, as he reconnected with his roots and continued to play at a high level in the Allsvenskan. Svensson's return to Elfsborg proved to be highly successful, as he continued to perform at a high level despite his advancing age. Svensson played a crucial role in helping IF Elfsborg win several domestic trophies during his second spell at the club, including the 2006 Allsvenskan title and the 2012 Svenska Cupen. His leadership, experience, and technical skills were key to Elfsborg's continued success. Even as he entered the latter stages of his career, Svensson remained one of the most influential players in the Swedish top flight, and his presence in the midfield continued to inspire his teammates. International retirement: Anders Svensson officially retired from international football in 2014, after a distinguished career with the Swedish national team that spanned over 15 years. His final appearance came in a World Cup qualifier against Austria, marking the end of an era for one of Sweden's most accomplished players. Svensson's contributions to the national team were immense, and he left a lasting legacy as one of Sweden's all-time great midfielders.